All right, ladies and gentlemen, California today was hit with a 4.1. And I said after that eclipse, based on just history, earthquakes will be coming after. And this is major, even though it wasn't deep. It's a warning shot. It's a prelude. Again, you always have the sun and the moon as preludes before something happening. And more to come. So let's check this out.
I did want to share
This
this
is
with
today.
you as we are following a little bit of breaking news after a
You can see
4.1 magnitude earthquake
6 hours
struck
ago.
San Francisco, California, just moments ago. These are just some images there from that area. And for more on this, I do want to bring in Garcia with our Fox 2 San Francisco team. And Garcia, you actually felt the earthquake inside your own building.
Absolutely. So we're sort of right in the middle of a very busy morning newscast here at KTVU Fox 2 in the San Francisco Bay Area. I was here with the team at Fox Local San Francisco. We were sort of doing our big planning for the day so we can do sort of the local version of what you guys get to do all day long there at Live Now. And it was our producer, Megan, who first kind of looked up with that panic look in her eyes. She goes, "You guys, it's an earthquake." And then Carlos, another producer, and I thought, yeah, it is. Carlos and I grew up here in the Bay Area, no stranger to earthquakes. And so just to break it down, a 4.1, according to the USGS, is considered a light earthquake. It is just edged into that category because of the 4.1. If it was anything a 3.9 or below, would be considered minor. USGS says something along the lines of a 4.1. You'd see noticeable indoor shaking, some rattling of doors and windows, generally no structural damage, and 100%, that's what we felt here in the Fox 2 newsroom. We all sort of looked around. It felt quick, because by the time we'd all sort of verbally confirmed that we were feeling an earthquake, it was over. Sometimes here in the Bay Area, and even if we just go back 6 months or so, we have had earthquakes about the same magnitude, but they seem to last forever. When you talk to folks who experience them, they might mention a rolling motion, sort of a sharp jolt. This morning's earthquake, at least by what we felt, was very quick. And at this point, you know, you've been in a newsroom, right, Stephanie? And the phone lines just light up as soon as something big happens. So we started to hear the phones ringing, people calling in and asking, was that an earthquake? At this point, we haven't received any reports of damage, which again, totally squares with what the USGS says is expected for an earthquake this size. Just to give folks at home a better understanding of where Oakland and San Leandro are, because this 4.1 was right on the boundary of Oakland and San Leandro. You've probably heard of Oakland. We're across the bay from San Francisco, so as the crow flies, maybe 10 miles or so from the big city. San Leandro is a much smaller city, but right next door to Oakland, and the earthquake was centered pretty much right on that boundary. But again, it was sort of a quick wake-up call for us. Happened at 8:30 our time this morning. A lot of folks waking up, you know, getting their kids off to school. School is beginning to start here in the Bay and around the country. So, you know, I like to say it's not nothing, right? A 4.1, definitely we felt it. We all got texts from our spouses. You know, we all live here in the Bay Area. And so our better halves were all weighing it. You know, we felt it, felt it a lot, didn't feel it much. So just a little early morning wake-up call from Mother Nature here around 8:30 our time in the San Francisco Bay Area, Stephanie.
Yeah, Mother Nature has all of the control. And just one question for you, because I know that the San Francisco area, the Bay Area, no stranger to earthquakes. Just how frequently do they happen?
So it's interesting, if you take that 6-month time period, again, we have had a pretty decent handful
6
of
months.
sort of in the high 3s and the low 4s. Some of them have been
Oh,
here
my
in the
goodness.
East Bay, where today's earthquake happened. We've had some happen up in the North Bay, so folks around the country might think of parts like Napa, sort of a good hour plus from the Bay Area. Just so you know, when an earthquake happens like it did here in the East Bay, right near Oakland, we'll probably get reports of people as far away as San Francisco and beyond saying they felt it. Of course, the way it works is the farther you are from the epicenter, the less likely you are to feel it, and the less you will feel it. But again, we've been getting phone calls from folks, I'd say within, if I look at our assignment file, I'd say probably from within about a 45-minute or so radius, people calling in and saying they felt it out from that epicenter. So there is somewhat frequent occurrence here in the Bay, so it's interesting.
Let's see how much. I'm not going to play all this video, but let's see how much more of these videos, because I'm surfing. Birth pains, folks. Birth pains. San Francisco, California. 4.1, 3.8-ish. But anyway, enough newsworthy where people felt it. So, okay. That 10 centimeters means delivery. Okay. If a 10, because we see sometimes 7, 8s. Maybe every once in a while you'll see a 9, but if a 10 hit, folks, ain't nobody surviving a 10. If you can see buildings and things of that nature come down with 8, 7s, and 8s, as the Bible calls them, great earthquakes, okay? That's going that big boy coming, and when that one comes, it's breaking up the world, okay? That's where you see that map of devastation where all the continents are broke up. Okay. Woo, we have to pray that we are worthy of escape. Because that's some serious tribulation when that hit. But Jesus said every sea would be roaring, every island, every mountain would be moved out of its place. Even Jesus is prophesying that this is coming during the tribulation, folks. Ooh-wee. So that 2012 movie, and I've always said these movies are telling truths. You might look at them as entertainment, folks, and they like to make these movies of doom and put them in certain timelines of our existence for a reason. So you can look back and say, yeah, in 2012, we didn't have no thought of 2025 and 26. Now you look back on that movie, and it had been probably a plan at these movies that they put out, but with godly truth as well. You just have to discern. At the same time, they've been forecasting and teleprompting their moves for a long time through the arts and entertainment. That's what Satan has a rule over, arts and entertainment and music, okay, because that's what he was about. And that's where his kingdom is, and he has that power to tell everything, but then put it in a lens to make you think, oh, that's just sci-fi, that's just Hollywood, that's just Disney. Okay, you can think that if you want. Why is it now that you see these things coming to light? All these movies that was made, but then at the same time, all you gotta do is read the Bible. So it's a trip, but then it ain't a trip at the same time. It's just fascinating to see these things. But again, this is a prophecy of Christ, so it's word. But the world copies the Bible and make doomsday movies. They just take out the redemption and take out the Jesus part. That's all. So they can make more money off of part 2 and 3. Deuce is something to think about.